Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Rich Hildebrand, Vice President and Chief of Operations for MTA Bridges and Tunnels. We're here today to honor 4 of our bridge and tunnel officers and one of our sergeants who represent the best of the MTA. These fine officers went out of their way to try and save a lost dog, exemplifying our agency's commitment to protecting all New Yorkers, even the four-legged ones. Last week, officers Michael Wynn, Latoria Bosley, Alexander Figueroa, and Heather Minatello, along with Sergeant Orlando Caholo, who you'll meet shortly, briefly stopped traffic in the tunnel so that the dog, named Indy, could safely scamper through without getting hit by a car. The whole thing was caught on surveillance video, and you can see Indy running between cars before leaving the tunnel and heading up the LIE. She was ultimately rescued in the Long Island City warehouse a few days later after one of our officers, Heather Minatello, got in touch with her owner, Heather Angus, who's here with us today, via a Lost Dogs Facebook group. That in turn gave Miss Angus some clues as to where Indy may be. I'm very proud of these officers and their fine work and what they did to not only keep Indy safe, but to keep our drivers safe as well, so that the drivers could get where they needed to go without incident and Indy could get where she needed to go without incident. I'll let them share their story now before we present them with official commendations from MTA Bridges and Tunnels. Sergeant Orlando Caholo.
Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Orlando Caholo. How you doing? Hello, Indy. All right. Last time I saw her, she was running right past me. Okay. As part of my story, Heather Minatello was receiving calls from 911 saying there was a dog in the tunnel. A few officers went into the tunnel, which was Wynn and Figueroa. They went into the tunnel to confirm there was a dog in there, and it was. They stopped traffic. They put their patrol cars to stop any incoming traffic. They tried their best to catch her, but she got away from them. She was pretty fast. And once they confirmed it, I went into the tunnel, and I saw her pass my vehicle. That's when I had any other new cars enter the tunnel, and she exited the tunnel. Heather Minatello was telling me where she was at all times. She was behind the desk looking at all the cameras, looking at all the scenes. She was telling me where she was at all time. And just glad she made it out safely. And now I'll pass it to Minatello. She'll tell you her part.
Hi, I'm Heather Minitello. I was behind the desk at the tunnel, and as I got calls, I looked up at the camera and I could see her enter the tunnel in Manhattan, right down here. And I watched her as she went from camera to camera, avoiding all of our officers trying to catch her. She exited the tunnel. We had the traffic first, so she exited the tunnel, and after she escaped into Long Island City, I went on the Lost Dog New York Facebook page, and her flyer was right there. And I called Heather immediately and told her, I think your dog just came through the tunnel. And luckily, you started looking in Queens, and that's where she was found. I'm so glad she wasn't hurt in the process, and I'm so glad she was found. She's so cute. And that's it. Now I'll turn it over to Heather and Indy.
Thank you for having Indy and I here today to thank these amazing officers. I'm forever grateful for your speedy action to shut down the tunnel and for calling in that life-saving tip. I thought we may be here to pay Indy's toll because she was not wearing an Easy Pass that day, but so far no one has asked me for money. I feel so lucky to be here with Indy. Being an owner of a lost pet for 7 days was the hardest experience of my life. Although I wanted to lay in bed and cry all day, it would not bring her back. So I did what I do when I run a marathon, pushed through that wall and kept going. I have to give thanks to so many people. First, my dog Shy of 19 years, who passed away in February. She was a runner as well, and I know she helped Indy along with so many prayers and angels through that tunnel. Next, I would like to thank Michael Rapinski at Danny's Furry Friends. I adopted Indy from his shelter, and ironically, he was the one who rescued her again from that warehouse. He was there with me posting flyers, kept me from crying, and searched every day while running his own shelter. Next would be a group of volunteers from No Dogs Left Behind. They showed up out of nowhere to help hang flyers, spread the word about Indy. Their mission is to lead the way in the global war against animal abuse, creating sanctuaries for these animals. I'd like to give a million thanks to the people from Facebook, Instagram, Nextdoor, all these beautiful New Yorkers who were strangers to me, sending messages every day to get my flyer to hang up in their neighborhood and provide love and support. Also to the media who took my story of my lost dog and ran with it. Also thanks for the Fi GPS tracker that they sent me the day after she was found. She will wear that every second of her life. By the way, if there's any flyers up in your neighborhood, please take them down so no one tries to steal Indy from me. Most importantly, I would like to thank Stray Dog Support. This group brought Indy into my life. Helen Brown is the founder of this group, and she works night and day to save these amazing dogs off the streets of India. Special thanks to Suzanne, Marilyn, Deanne, and Chris for everything. Strangers before this happening, but friends now. My profession in love is being a nurse, but my passion is to rescue dogs. After experiencing what it's like to have a lost dog, I would be honored to work with someone to make this process a little easier. The system is fragmented, difficult, tedious, and frustrating. While I was hanging flyers, I had a team behind me contacting the media, sanitation department, vets, dog walkers, shelters, you name it, it was being done. It would have been impossible to do it alone. Along with the other things going on, I signed up for multiple websites, Paw Boost, Pet FBI, Home Again, Pet Alert, and many other sites, along with posting flyers, which took all my time. I keep thinking there must be a better way. What if there was a number similar to 311 that you could call as a lost pet owner? You could give a description of your dog with your details so it could formulate a report. Similar to an Amber Alert, maybe we could call it an Indy Alert. What if you saw a dog running through the tunnel, through the park, the street, sidewalks, or the George Washington Bridge? Don't get any ideas, Indy, about the George Washington Bridge, but you could call in a tip. Not everyone has social media, but everyone has a phone to take a picture and call it in. Another improvement could be with the sanitation department. We called all the sanitation departments every day, fearing a report of a deceased or injured dog, which took a lot of time. What if there was a central website for this information? As a nurse anesthetist, I work in a field that is detailed and system-oriented. I would be honored to help fix the system. If anyone is out there and is interested in making a lost pet found more easy, please reach out to me. Let's make more success stories like mine. I will dedicate my time and energy to this cause. I love the quote from the great Dalai Lama. The root of happiness is altruism, the wish to be of service to others. I love my dog Indy, and if I had to go through this to help more wagging tails come home, then I feel it was worth it. Thank you for listening to my story, and thanks for this amazing city for bringing my rescue dog home. It was the light at the end of the tunnel. I had 300 made the night before she was found, so I have a lot of flyers sitting at home.
Heather, thank you very much, and thank you for your first responder and your career and your profession, because you help humans, you help animals, and you're a great person, so we definitely thank you. And we took all that into account. We reviewed the video of Indy's passage through the tunnel. I spoke with our president, Daniel DiCrescenzo, and we decided that for this instance only, we're going to waive the toll because she went against the flow of traffic, so we'll be good.
That's good.
All right, very good. At this time, I'd like to recognize Sergeant Caholo and Officer Minatello with MTA Bridges and Tunnels Certificates of Commendation. The certificate reads, for taking decisive action to ensure safety at the Queens Midtown Tunnel on June 8th, 2021. We keep it simple, but what their actions were very complex and very swift, and we appreciate everything Heather and Orlando did, so thank you very much. Heather. Yep. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you.
He wants you to pick Indy up.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hi. Can you give us a timeline of when Indy went missing, when Indy, wandered through the tunnel, and when Indy was ultimately found in the warehouse? You guys are really prepared for this.
Indy went missing on Tuesday. I thought originally it was 6:30 p.m., but I met the girl that actually saw the separation happen at my event on Saturday, and she said it was more like 7 p.m. So Indy made it 4 miles from 7 p.m. on Tuesday and was picked up in the warehouse on Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. The following Tuesday.
Got it.
a gift of appreciation for the two officers. It is a keychain that says, "Live, Love, Rescue."
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. This is an important event for us. It's an important event for Sergeant Caholo, Officer Minatello, and the other officers involved who unfortunately couldn't be with us today. Thank you for taking time. Be safe, stay well, and hope to see everyone soon.